everyone, this is week 4, task 3, Castle Learning, question number 1, help. Okay, so we won't go through the entire question, but I will help you guys get started. So this question says triangle cat has vertices, and they list them, and point S31 is on the side of AT. Prove that triangle cat is isosceles. So the first thing that I've already done here is I got a piece of graph paper and I plotted the points and point S here as well. It's really important when you're doing coordinate geometry proofs to always plot your points and look at the graph before you begin, because that's going to help you really understand what you're looking at and kind of where you're going. Okay, so hopefully we all remember isosceles means that we have two congruent sides or two congruent base angles. Now, when we're looking at coordinate geometry, we are going to focus on the sides because congruent sides means that we can use the distance formula. And for those of you who might not remember, that's the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay? Now it says which pair of sides is congruent. When you're doing a short answer question, and let's say you were to take the Regents, for example, although I know you're not this year, but they would want you to do the length or the distance formula for all three sides. Okay, I will help you do the distance formula for one side, and then you guys can do the other two to figure out which is your matching pair. So I'm going to, here, I'll label this a little bit better. I will do the distance of CA. We'll do. So, I guess I'll rewrite my points. C was at negative 2.6. And A is at 6.4. Oh, goodness. Can you guys tell I've been off for a little while, trying to get used to this technology again? Okay. So x2 minus x1, so I have 6 minus a negative 2 squared plus 4 minus 6 squared. Okay. 6 minus a negative 2 is 8, so I have 8 squared plus 4 minus 6 is a negative 2. 8 squared is 64. 2 squared is 4. And 64 plus 4 is 68. You realize or notice that I have not dropped the radical, so it's the square root of 68. The other way that you could do this, if you wanted, is you could draw yourself a right triangle and do the Pythagorean theorem. This length here is 2, and this length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this would be your distance. Distance equals 8 squared plus 2 squared, or the square root of 8 squared plus 2 squared, which you would get the same thing here in the end. Okay, so that's how you do the first part. The second part says CS is the perpendicular bisector of AT. So I'm going to draw that in. And perpendicular means that we have a 90-degree angle. Bisector means the segment got cut in half. So I can mark my model. Okay. So in order for there to be perpendicular lines or 90-degree angles, I need negative reciprocal slopes. And that's what we're really checking on. And then in order for the segment to be cut in half, I'm looking for a midpoint. So it says find the midpoint of AT and find the slope of CS and the slope of AT. I'm not going to find the midpoint for you, but I will remind you of the midpoint formula. It's x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay. As far as the negative reciprocal slopes go, remember slope is change over y over change over x, or a rise over run. So if we do CS here, you could either do rise over run, okay, and just count the slope, that's fine, or you can plug your points into the formula. So I'm going to plug my points into the formula for CS. I have the slope of CS. Okay, and my y2 and y1 are 6 and 1, and my x2 and x1 are negative 2 and 3. So 6 minus 1 is 5, and negative 2 minus 3 is a negative 5, and 5 divided by negative 5 is a negative 1. So hopefully when you find the slope of AT, it will be the negative reciprocal of negative 1. Okay, I hope that this helps you guys, and if you have any questions, please make sure you reach out.